He's faking everything. I'm not your friend and I'll never be your friend again. Because who you are is a fake-ass person. You're just so fake. Who do you think you are? You're so fake.
I'm trying to find the right words to describe Mariam's outfit.
First of all, I feel like the designer is really wicked.
I look like a Google me.
You know, this particular episode of The Real Housewives of Lagos was quite revealing. Yes, very revealing. Aside from the many things Faith told us about her so-called friendship with Dr. Rommel, about how they met, about how long they've known each other for, about so many other details, which we're going to discuss on this video, Dr. Rommel also revealed a lot about himself, about his personality, about the character he is portraying for us, to see on the show. And, having experienced all of that from this particular episode, guys, I came to the conclusion that never ever again will I, fully invest my emotions in what these cast members are giving on the show. Guys, moving forward, just as I've been doing, right? Just as I have been doing by taking the show as just for what it is, a show, guys, I will never question, the authenticity of what they are giving. I will never again ask myself, oh, is this who they truly are or not? Because guys, for me, it's just a waste of time. Yeah. I mean, watching this particular episode, guys, it felt like all over again, I was watching another season of Big Brother Naija. The only difference is this is on a weekly basis, not a 24/7 round-the-clock type of situation. Because guys, the competitiveness, oh my God, it felt like production promised Dr. Rommel that, oh, if you're able to, be the most controversial person this season, we're going to give you a trophy. This is not me accusing production of anything, but I'm saying that Dr. Rommel was literally working harder than the devil, as he did in the previous episode, right? On this episode, to score cheap points. And it was just so ridiculous. It was really ridiculous. And then that was Mariam. That one, it seems like our own trophy to be won this season is the most talked about cast member. And then there was also Chioma. 1 minute I am awing and eyeing and cooing over her charitable acts, and then the next minute I am just simply, put off by the character that she's displaying on the show. So guys, there's a lot to talk about, but I promised myself that for this particular video, I'm going to keep it short and precise. Yes, I am done with my 1 hour long videos because it takes me a lot to edit this video. So the goal is to try to keep it short to max 25 minutes today. So let's see if I'll be able to achieve that feat, on this video. So guys, my timer starts now. Before we get into it, official greetings to every single one of you amazing people out there. You are welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the T. Quick reminder to all of you that are lovers of the Big Brother Naija show, yes, especially the All-Star season. Tomorrow, we're going to be having a live conversation with Toyin David, one of the most talked about housemates of the All-Star season. Guys, you totally do not want to miss out. So please make it a date with us. 3 p.m. WAT tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, so please make sure you come through, all right? And tell a friend to tell a friend. Invite as many people as possible. And I also told you guys on my video yesterday that if you have questions you would want me to ask during, run along to my community tab where I put on the poster and drop your questions in the comment section right there. All right, I already have my questions, but I would love to know what you guys would love to hear from Toyin. All right, so please go ahead and do that. And lastly, okay, not lastly, another one, if you are yet to become a part of this community, please do not hesitate to do exactly what you see on your screen. Kindly subscribe, turn on your post notification bell to always receive alerts of my videos whenever I upload a new new one. If you're wondering what we do on here, this is where you get the most detailed, factual, and accurate analysis of reality TV shows, movies, and trending social topics. So if such conversations interest you, this is the right space for you to be. And I also have a second channel called Simply Glory Elijah. There I put on fun and interesting videos about my travel experiences. I tell stories as well. And of recent, I had an interview where I shared my experience of being a Big Brother Nigeria analyst for over 5 years now. So if you are interested in that conversation, run along to that channel. It's called Simply Glory Elijah, or check the link in the description box, or check any of the floating cards above now, right, to reach directly to that video. And please don't forget to subscribe to that channel as well. Now, all of that said, let's quickly proceed with the details of this conversation. Now, beginning with the first scene, which turned out to be the last day at Ekpe Resort with the women and the man, Dr. Rommel. The ladies had decided to engage in some fun sports as organized by Iyabo. Remember, it's still Iyabo's event. And guys, personally, I felt like it was a breath of fresh air away from all the drama, all the toxicity. At least there should be, you know, some memorable fun times with the women. And it almost turned out to be another dramatic scene, yes, courtesy of the likes of Chioma, who had a lot to say about Laura and Faith, who were not done with their puzzle. There was also Tania, who is very good and quite notorious now for having a lot to say during her confessionals, but never a lot to say, right, in front of the people that she has a lot to say about, you know, during her confessionals. And quite frankly, I cannot wait to see how she handles herself during the reunion. I would love to see if her mouth matches her energy in the physical, right? But anyways, one thing I noticed about that particular first scene was how Iyabo was, in a way, kind of generous enough to go assist Faith with her own puzzle, because Faith and Laura were really struggling. According to Faith, she never played puzzles, and she had no idea about puzzles until she relocated to the US, you know, so puzzles are not her forte, they are not her strength. Chioma on the other hand was like, oh, it's quite easy. Tania on the other hand, oh, it's quite easy as well, blah blah blah. But anyways, what I perceived from Iyabo at that point in time when she was assisting Faith, because she equally assisted Chioma first, yeah, but what I perceived was that she actually wants to be friends with Faith, but she doesn't want to be the person to bow down, you know. She doesn't want both of them to be at par, like at shoulder, how do I put it now? She doesn't want both of them to be on the same level. She wants to be the one on top, and then she wants Faith to be the one to bow to her, just like Chioma is already doing. Because at the moment, from all what we're seeing, it seems as though Iyabo has got Chioma, you know, right under her thumb. So Chioma has automatically become Iyabo's sycophant, praise singer, you know, the, what do they call it now, the devil's advocate for Iyabo. So it feels like Iyabo wants the same sort of relationship with Faith. But Faith, on the other hand, was quite appreciative, you know, and grateful for Iyabo assisting her, you know, with her puzzle. So during her confessional, she was quite grateful for it, and she thanked Iyabo during her confessional. And that also goes to show that she's really not interested in bearing any grudges with Iyabo, because she has no issues whatsoever with Iyabo, regardless of the fact that Iyabo had walked all over her train from the very first time, you know, they met in the gathering of the women. So guys, that completely says a lot about the personalities of these two women. But quickly, let's move on. After the games, there was conversations between Dr. Rommel, Tania, and Chioma. And Tania was still quite invested in whatever was going on between Dr. Rommel and Faith. But Chioma, on the other hand, was still displeased about the fact that Dr. Rommel had brought on his private business with Faith, you know, to the table the previous night, you know, at Iyabo's event. And she had opened up to Dr. Rommel that, listen, if I were to be in her shoes, I introduced you to the group, you became friends with the other women, and you're not talking to me, I will burn. Yes. And guys, you see, yeah, that really said a lot about Chioma's personality, but I'm coming to that. Now, she also mentioned that that was the reason Mariam was attacking Faith, you know, because they felt like Laura, who was already a member of the group, brought Faith to the group, and they felt like Faith was not being 100%, you know, true to Laura. So guys, that kind of turned me off because it felt like Chioma was sort of defending the nonsense that Mariam and Iyabo had been doing, although she did not reference Iyabo in that conversation. But I felt like, no, Chioma, you know better than to defend this sort of nonsense, because you have been in that position before and you were looking for someone to defend you. So you making a case for Mariam now, it goes to show that your personality has completely dwindled, you know, by association with Yabo. Yes, I mean, guys, we had that analysis on Saturday during our live conversation. But now going back to the other, you know, thing that she said about, oh, if she were to be in Faith's shoes, that she would burn. Guys, it completely spoke to me that there is still some element of the real Chioma in there. But the Chioma that we are getting in this new season is a Chioma that, number one, for some weird reason, is desperately seeking Iyabo's approval. She's probably gotten it, and she's fighting tooth and nail to maintain that approval that she's gotten from Iyabo. There's also the part where it seems like she's just doing whatever, you know, to maintain her position on the show. Anyways, Chioma advised Dr. Rommel to have a private conversation with Faith, you know, to iron out their differences. If they're going to be friends, they're going to be friends. If they will not be friends, then whatever. But the way Chioma put it though, it felt like she had confidence more confidence in Dr. Rommel's personality more than in Faith's personality. There was a way she put it, and she made it look like she believed already, without anybody telling her, that if there was going to be a problem between Dr. Rommel and Faith, the problem was going to be coming from Faith other than Dr. Rommel. And guys, that also went to say a lot about Chioma's personality. But I don't know this personality, so whatever. Yeah, but I'm just saying that I have zeroed my mind on trying to think if these women are being authentic or not. But anyways, next scene was a lunch date between Faith and Toyin. Now, Toyin was, you know, commending Faith on her apologizing to Iyabo, because of course that was Iyabo's event and that had made her like Faith more. Now, she also mentioned that, oh, Dr. Rommel had a lot to say about her when both of them had, you know, joined in Yabo for poetry class. But she wasn't going to say much because she wasn't going to make herself a messenger, you know, for Dr. Rommel. That if Dr. Rommel had anything to say to Faith, he should meet her in person and they would have a conversation about it. And that was where Faith really spilled a lot about Dr. Rommel. And guys, it was quite shocking, but at the same time, kind of confusing. And it also made me question, you know, how much Faith as a person will swallow, you know, in an imbalanced sort of friendship or relationship, whatever. Because according to her, she and Dr. Rommel only started communicating just December 2022. I think she mentioned the 8th of December 2022. So it's not like they've known each other from way back, the way Dr. Rommel keeps putting it, that they just recently met each other. So it turned out that someone had given his number to Faith, and Faith had reached out and he had given Faith his WhatsApp number. So it was even from a WhatsApp conversation. So they were getting to know each other, according to Faith. So it's not like they know each other down to home. Dr. Rommel does not even know her son's school. He doesn't even know where she lives in LA. She doesn't even know her mother's name. Like, Dr. Rommel does not even know her like that. According to Faith, they're only getting to know each other. But whilst in the midst of trying to get to know each other better, Dr. Rommel was already going around telling people that they had known each other for the longest time, that they had known each other from way back, that they hang out together in LA, in the US, and that her face is a product of his work. According to Faith, he would constantly touch her face, which we saw in the first 2 episodes of the show, right? That he would constantly touch her face, and then he would tell people that he was the one that actually structured her face the way it is, whereas he was never the one. You know, her face is just natural the way it is. And he started, you know, using her face as his model for his business, things like that.
You've been touching my face. You're telling people you did all this, and you didn't. You're a doctor, for crying out loud. You know what that means when you take a picture of my face and put all over your building.
Guys, that was quite shocking to me, because I felt like somebody you don't even know, you're using the person's face, you know, to promote your business. It doesn't really make sense, and it does not really add up at this point. Because guys, it also made me wonder, like, okay, fine, if they were just getting to know each other better, why didn't Faith, you know, speak against it? Why would you, except you have a contract with this person, why would this person go ahead to use your face, you know, as an ambassador for their business? What if something goes wrong? What if something goes wrong? Your reputation would definitely be dragged down the mud, you know, together with his. So what exactly is going on here? Because guys, in as much as Faith was spilling, there were a lot of loopholes in the story. Things are not really adding up for me, because personally, if someone were to use my face to promote their brand, to promote their business, which is quite a very, very sensitive business that involves human life and well-being, I will kick against it. And if push comes to shove, I will want to sue. Yeah. Now, she went on to tell Toyin that she even blocked him, had to completely cut him off because of all the trashy things that he was already saying about the women, despite her warning him against it. Guys, we saw all of that happen in the first episode, I think the second episode as well, where Dr. Rommel had not even met the women, you know, but he already had an opinion of them. Now, from what Faith said, he had said that, oh, word on the street is that Chioma is not intelligent, that Chioma is not smart, you know, that there's also Mariam, that Mariam is XYZ, there's Tania, that he already had opinion about these people. And then she also talked about the lunch date that she had had with Dr. Rommel and his family. Oh God, according to her, Dr. Rommel kept on pestering her for information about the women, which she refused to give to him. And then he popped champagne and was still pushing for information. But she was not spilling, because for her, you meet these women yourself and then you would make your own judgment about them. And then he had concluded by saying that, oh, he's quite disappointed because this is not the Faith that the Faith that he knows is not this put together. And that was where, you know, the red flags were literally flying all over her head, because she felt like, no, you don't even know me. Where do you know me from? We're just getting to know each other, you know, so where do you know me from that gave you such a conclusion about me? So guys, there was a lot of things that Faith said, and as I said, it was quite revealing and telling about Dr. Rommel's personality, because she also mentioned that she saw the desperation about his personality, you know, of him wanting to use her to get many things, to chase clout, to get people to like him. But for her, that was just too much, and she wouldn't condone it, you know, even him trying to trash talk people that he had not met. Now, she did not stop there. She had gone ahead to explain her reason for not wanting Dr. Rommel to experiment, or should I say, use Laura's face for his demonstration during their Botox party.
He said I was trying to convince Laura not to go on to get the Botox. I said yes, because Laura had dreads. You stamped my name on the box without telling me. So whatever happens, it's Faith.
According to her, he had used her face, that's Faith's face, once again on all the boxes, and just more like to advertise his business. And for her, they're still getting to know each other, so she wouldn't want anything to happen to Laura and then all the blame comes to her, you know. So for her, it was just all about how he was going about everything, desperation for it all. And guys, it kind of made sense, the explanation she gave, because you could tell that she was trying to protect herself and Laura. But then the question that I have still stands, that for someone you're just getting to know, why would you allow this person to use your identity, your face, which of course is your identity, to use your identity as an ambassador for his business, a business that you're not really sure of, a business that involves the lives and well-being of people, not just ordinary people, rich people, people that can easily sue. When you know that you are equally growing your own business, you're growing your own brand, why would you allow Dr. Rommel to use you like that? And guys, you see, it just tells me that there's a lot more to this story than we are getting on this show. And I'm really hoping that we get more spillage, yes, because it's really not adding up at this point. I'm not saying that Faith is lying. I'm not saying that Dr. Rommel is lying, but there is that void, that the truth, but then there is that void that the truth needs to fill up so that we can properly judge this matter. For the next few scenes, frankly speaking, it felt like production was tired of sharing the toxicity from some of these cast members, and so they decided to get us involved in their family life or their love life, for a bit. Now, I'm beginning with Mariam. Mariam was baking with her daughter, who is quite beautiful, guys, and frankly speaking, I had to rewind several times to look at the daughter again, because I kept on asking myself that, listen, no offense to Mariam and her being a mother and a wife and everything that comes with it, but how did such a chaotic and erratic person, birth such an angel? Because guys, I was just gushing over the daughter. The daughter is so beautiful. But anyways, moving on, there was conversations with her husband about their surrogacy journey, which they are about to start. According to Mariam, she's been trying for another child, and it's been a difficult process for her. So towing the advice of her cousin, she's trying to consult with a doctor, that would advise her on how to go about the process. So yeah, we got into all of that, and I'm going to be frank with all of you. It was a bit difficult for me to connect with Mariam, at that point, and even at the point of her and her cousin consulting with a doctor, because guys, Mariam has really done a lot the past 2 episodes. I mean, prior to her going crazy and behaving ratchet, this past 2 episodes, I could really relate with her pain. I could really relate with everything that she was sharing about, her journey into trying to get pregnant again. But after all that madness, guys, I kind of struggled a bit. Yeah, and it took all the strength that I have in my entire being, to get my mind to really kind of show a bit of empathy, towards her plight. But anyways, guys, it's still a show, and these women are giving us a show, so hey, I can't complain. If they weren't, I would definitely complain. So they're giving us a show, and I appreciate all of them for it. But I'm just saying that this was how I felt at the point of watching, this particular episode, scene by scene. But anyways, now moving on to Iyabo. There was Iyabo with Polo, right? Yabo is quite excited about remaking one of our old movies, and it turns out that Polo has actually seen the movie as well, and she's having plans of bringing her daughter to play her younger self. And Polo was all businessy, talking about her paying her daughter, for working for her. Just like they've displayed for us to see before, they were playing their love and romance, and sadly, just like I felt towards Mariam's own plight, it was quite difficult for me to connect with whatever she was doing with Polo. Now, initially, I kind of liked it, because I saw the sweet side of Iyabo. But having experienced all of her shenanigans, at the Ekme Resort, even before they got to the Ekme Resort, walking all over Faith's train, acting like a bully, Guys, I don't know, but it just rubbed me off the wrong way. I just could not connect with whatever they were doing at that point in time. But it doesn't mean that what she and Polo has is not beautiful to watch. At any other time, it would be beautiful to watch, but it's like watching someone deal with someone, right? Watching a bully be a bully, and then you're seeing the bully in another light, and you're like, oh my God, how do I connect with this at this point? So it was quite difficult for me. It was a rough experience. I feel traumatized. But guys, let me know how you felt at that point in time. I know I'm not the only one that felt that way. But anyways, now Moving on to the next scene, it was Laura's shoot for her lip gloss line that she was about to launch, and she was pretty much excited. And Laura, being Laura of the season, bundle of joy, breath of fresh air, more mature, more experienced in life and calmer now, she was quite positive about everything. But then Mariam came with her negativity. You know, she had not even walked into the venue. She was already frowning her face, carrying her nose in the air and acting like something was smelling, you know, even though she was complaining about noise. And I'm like, is there a photo shoot that does not come with noise? Mariam, is there a photo shoot in this life that does not come with noise? What are you on about? You see, quite frankly, I wasn't surprised that Mariam had something to say. Because, as I said at the start of this video, that it seems as though Mariam is really competing for the title, for the trophy of the most talked about cast member. And God willing, may she receive a trophy. But it's, guys, I don't know, it's just such a turn off. But anyways, just as expected, she brought on the conversation about Faith again, you know, still trying to convince Laura that Faith was not a good friend to her. But then during that confessional, she was making it look like I did not come here to talk about Faith. I came here to talk about Laura's business. And I'm like, but girl, you brought it up. And I love how Laura maintained a stance, you know, during her confessional and even in front of Mariam, that listen, there's nothing anybody will tell her about Faith that will change her mind about Faith. Because at the end of the day, it's not like these women even care about her. It's not like even Mariam herself really cares about her. So what is Mariam on about? And I love the fact that in her good nature that she brought this season, she's like, they should forget about everything. Everybody should do whatever. And they just deaded the conversation like that. Saying, Laura, this maturity that you came with this new season, may it never depart from you, because me, I am enjoying it. Yes, I am definitely loving it. And then there was also Chioma that had gone out for her charity outreach, you know, to visit one of the communities where she's got one of her projects ongoing. And for this particular community, she's erecting a water supply system for the people. And according to her, it's money that she made from her yard sale that she's invested in, you know, pushing forward that project. And guys, it was quite nice to see, you know, the way she put a smile on the faces of those people. It was quite nice to see. And as I've said before, I love the charitable part of Chioma Ikokwu, but not the part of Chioma that is, you know, constantly busy kissing Iyabo's ass. Because once again, she did a lot of that on this particular episode. But before we get to that, I really appreciated Chioma giving money to a particular widow. We actually saw that widow in the first season of the show, you know, when she had visited that same community. The widow had lost a child that was living with her for lack of money to cater to the child's health when the child was sick. And so Chioma had given more money to the woman to add to growing her pure water business, which I, you know, see as a very, very good gesture of goodwill, a very, very nice gesture. I mean, it's not every day you get people in this hard economy of Nigeria, you know, who would go all out, go out of their way, you know, to support people that really need that support. Anyways, moving on to the next scene. Ladies and gentlemen, you see this particular scene, yeah? It was just my favorite scene of this entire episode.
Hey, I'm at an interesting restaurant.
I'm arriving and I'm seeing Dr. Rommel seated. I just want to get this over with.
Now, this was the scene we had actually seen as a snippet at the end of the previous episode. It's the scene where Dr. Rommel and Faith had met to have a conversation about whatever was going on between both of them. Now, it turns out that Dr. Rommel actually invited Faith for that conversation. And this man had the audacity to try to play reverse psychology on Faith. I mean, God, Dr. Rommel must really think that Faith is dumb. He must really think really low of Faith, because this man, you know, started off the conversation by twisting the whole situation.
I had my own concerns with you. I was trying to just figure out what could have happened.
I don't think I owe you an explanation when it comes to whatever happened with those group of women.
Imagine asking Faith, you know, to air her concerns, to air her views, that he would love to hear from her. Oh, what's going on? I did not know what was happening at Ekpe. I came and I heard XYZ, so I did not know. And I'm like, bro, bro, why don't you first start with how you slighted your friend in public? Yes. How you literally brought up your private conversation in public. And we're not even talking about the things that Faith, you know, did not hear him say to Iyabo and Toyin. I am totally talking about how he started discussing their private business in public to the hearing of all the other women, knowing fully well that things are not really rosy between Faith and these other women. You know, so the way he was twisting the whole conversation, guys, it was so irritating. And guys, I did not even know when I started giving Faith accolades the moment she started, you know, slicing and shredding his hypocrisy into pieces.
So, you telling people that we're friends, we're getting to know each other. Do you know how many brothers I have? Do you even know my mom's name? Have we ever hung out? So why are you going around telling people we're friends?
Guys, it was the highlight for me. In fact, that scene was the highlight for me. Like, Faith literally shredded everything to pieces. She showed him their WhatsApp conversation, like, hey, are we really friends? Like, when did we, you know, when did we even start talking? When did we even start this friendship? We're still getting to know each other. You're going around saying XYZ. Everything that she had explained to Toyin, she literally regurgitated everything again. And Dr. Rommel was like, oh, am I supposed to know your son's name? Am I supposed to know your son's school? Oh, I'm sorry. If you wanted me to know this thing, maybe I should have asked. I'm like, Dr. Rommel, shh. Just shh. Because guys, oh my God. The reverse psychology, guys, it was wild. It was wild. And I love the fact that Faith said a piece. She said all she had to say as she walked out on the nonsense conversation, because that wasn't really a conversation. It was Dr. Rommel already playing the victim card. He was already acting like, oh my God, you're the one that slighted me. Oh, it was supposed to be our event. And guys, Faith said it right there and then, that it was your event. And then my manager, who turns out to be your manager, that I have known for over 10 years, who I trusted, both of you did. Guys, it turns out that Dr. Rommel had actually done a lot. He'd actually done a lot to betray whatever was potentially blooming between him and Faith. And then he had come on to the Ekpe resort to start acting like, oh, Faith is the villain, she did XYZ. Guys, as I said, I loved the fact that she said all what she had to say and then she walked out on him. And the guy no agree, oh. Like a small chihuahua. Dr. Rommel was chasing after Faith. Oh, you're Faith.
Look at you. You're just full of fakeness. Your name is fake. Mistake. I'm not your friend and I'll never be your friend again. Because who you are is a fake-ass person.
You're fake. Every time you did something and someone is trying to tell you what you did, you're fake. I'm like, bro, you did not even say shit. You came here acting like she was the one at fault. She was the one that did XYZ to you, instead of you to take accountability for all the nonsense you did and said about her in front of her and behind her back. And now you are backing, woo, 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 you're fake, you're fake, you're fake. Guys, I just loved the way Faith entered her car, protected by her security before she got beaten by that, you know, backing Dr. Rommel. Got into her car, the security too did not even pay him any mind. The guy too walked into the car and I go, you're fake, you're fake. I don't even need that. I said, bro, shh, sit this one out. Sit this one out. The next scene was kind of cringe. Yes, it was kind of cringe because of how Iyabo described Dr. Rommel's personality. We're going to get to that. But for that scene, Chioma was preparing to attend Laura's event. Remember her event where she was going to launch her lip products. And she had put a call through to Iyabo, who at that time was away on vacation with her lover, Polo. And she was quite excited, even the way she was talking to Yabo. Oh my God, I love you, I miss you, I cannot wait to see you. I know the others are going to be sad that you're not there. And I'm like, when did Yabo become the life of the party that everybody's going to be sad that, you know, she's not going to be there? But anyways, it was the way Yabo described Dr. Rommel's personality during a confessional that I found quite ridiculous and also hilarious, because it also went to show how flawed, you know, Iyabo's perception of people could be sometimes. Now, according to her, she likes Dr. Rommel a lot because he has a sweet and I think personality. He has positive vibes, more like a positive person. And I'm like, oh wow. So Iyabo is one of those people that like people because they kiss our ass. If you kiss her ass properly, like you literally open the bottle and kiss it properly, or you carry her shoes and lick it and even eat the shoes on her behalf, then it means you have positive vibes. It means you're a good person. In other words, she sees Chioma as a good person that's got positive vibes because of how Chioma, serenades her all the time, because of how Chioma has automatically become her personal psychopath and in a way her personal assistant, right? So she sees Chioma as a good person, and the day these people no longer kiss her ass, then they will cease to come with positive vibes. Anyways, finally, it was the D-Day of Laura's event, and guys, a lot of things were just happening at the same time. Some were hilarious, some were quite ridiculous, yeah? But let's begin with the conversation between Toyin and Dr. Rommel. Now, Toyin had told Dr. Rommel that she had a conversation with Faith, and she felt like it was best for both of them to have a sit down and trash out their issues. Now, as is typical of Dr. Rommel, once again, he was trying to convince Toyin that Faith was the villain and not him. But Toyin was not buying it, and automatically he had an entirely different opinion about Toyin during his confessionals.
Chief senses tell me that Tiana is what you call a typical Igbo. I will talk, I will contort stories.
That, oh, Toyin is a gossip. She's the type of person that will carry what you said and twist it and say anything, blah, blah. I said, Dr. Rommel, shut up your mouth. You talk too damn much. You talk too much. Because you are the gossip. You are the terrible gossip. You are the, oh my God, you are the terrible, horrible gossip. And now because you were trying to share more gossip and Toyin is not buying it, you're now switching roles, trying to play that nonsense reverse psychology with the viewers again, making it look like, oh, she's now the villain now because she's not taking your side, like Yabo and Chioma and Tania and Mariam. Really? Now, whilst they were having that conversation, Faith had walked in with her son. She had completely ignored Dr. Rommel. She had treated him like he did not even exist. But then she had moved on to Toyin, gave Toyin a warm welcome. Toyin was quite excited to see her son because she had actually met Faith's son before. The last time they had lunch, they had gone together to the airport to pick Faith's son. So they're quite familiar. So Dr. Rommel looked like... he looked completely lost and forsaken where he was seated, and it felt like he was looking for how to get back at Faith. And after Faith had settled down with the son, he was already calling for Toyin's attention like Pepe Body don't start. Anyways, the other ladies joined. There was Chioma, there was also Tania that came together. They arrived together, and Chioma had given a warm greeting to Dr. Rommel, but we did not see her give that same warm greeting to Faith. Even Tania too. In fact, they had gone to sit beside Dr. Rommel, leaving Faith's seat empty. Okay, Laura joined them and they were having good conversations. Everybody was quite excited. And then Chioma said she had sad news. What was the sad news? She was telling them that Iyabo is not going to be joining them. And guys, Laura's reaction during her confessional was priceless. She was like, well, it's not like if anybody does not attend, she's going to miss the person, because at the end of the day, even if Yabo was there in person, it's not like both of them are going to be vibing. And I'm like, hallelujah to that, because we know that Yabo does not particularly favor Laura, because Laura is not particularly kissing her ass like Chioma is doing. Yes. And Faith as well was like, oh, well, she's just going to be in her corner. Now, Chioma said, oh, she promised Yabo that she was going to call Yabo, when she's at the event, to show Yabo everything, show everybody. And then she had called Yabo, and look at Tania.
Is this your Laura's event? We miss you here.
Chioma too, and she was, this is what Chioma was doing. So she was deliberately passing the phone around to people that she knows that Iyabo likes in the group, but was completely ignoring Faith. Now, she was expecting Faith to be clamoring for the phone. Faith was not doing that. Faith as well was saying during her confessional that she's not a pick-me person.
The phone wasn't passed to me, so I'm not the pick-me person, and I'll stand by I'm not the pick-me person.
She's not the type of person that would butt her head into conversations that she's not invited. So if they don't give her the phone, she's not going to clamor for it. And that was exactly what she did. And I'm like, God bless you. Faith, God bless you. Because if Faith started clamoring for that phone, guys, I'll begin to question Faith's personality. Just the fact that she completely removed herself from that situation, guys, oh my God, I loved it. I said, yes, that is how to remain on top. That is how to keep choking these women with your presence and your silence. And guys, you need to see Dr. Rommel. Dr. Rommel lost his home training. He was literally all over the place.
This is for your daughter.
Even showing Iyabo, oh, I bought some lip products for Priscilla and your daughter. Guys, Toyin was so irritated. And Toyin was asking him right there, oh, you bought for Iyabo and her daughter. Why didn't you buy for everybody? And then Dr. Rommel was giving one nonsensical explanation during his confessional that these women, they have husbands, they have boyfriends that can buy them things, that take them out. Me, I am single. Why should I be the one paying for them? Like, bro, are you even listening to yourself at all? Are you listening to yourself at all? Are you now trying to say that Iyabo and her daughter are single? Are you not trying to say that Iyabo and her daughter do not have boyfriends that can afford to buy things for them? Like, are you listening to yourself? Guys, it sounded so, Jesus. But you see, if you've been following my review of this show, then you would totally recall the explanation I gave about Dr. Rommel's personality. You see, this type of people that want to sell their markets, they want to sell their business, and so they've identified the rich people in their circle, and so they want to please those people. They desperately need those people's approval so that those people will patronize their business. That's exactly what Dr. Rommel is doing with Chioma, especially Yabo. He probably has done his homework, and somebody told him that, oh, the person Yabo is dating, you know, he's a mogul in the entertainment industry in Nigeria, so if you're looking for customers, kiss her ass properly. And that was exactly what he was doing. Chioma to I mean, guys, that scene was quite cringe. The only people that were giving me joy was Faith, Laura, and Toyin, because those ones, they were not even buying into the bullshit at all. Nah, they were not. Finally, the fashion police of the group this season, Mariam, arrived, looking like the jester, the clown. Let's call her the Joker's girlfriend that had been, you know, paid to come and entertain the guests.
That nonsense you tried to do today, they are still trying with me. It's even nice. I love it.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, I can't relate. I don't understand what Mariam was wearing. What was that? Looking like a bundle of different shades of pink. Like, what was that? What was that? And you see, for the first time, Tania echoed my thoughts completely. Guys, for the first time, what Tania said was completely true. Whoever styled Mariam in that egungu, as Toyin called it, whoever styled her, whoever advised her to wear that nonsense, that person is wicked. The person is wicked. Because Mariam looked ridiculous. Yeah, for one who is always judging what people are wearing, what Faith is wearing, how Faith speaks, how she carries herself, she looked like the Joker's girlfriend. She looked ridiculous. And that she still came with drama. Still space, sit down there. She went to go and squeeze herself. Thank God she said it herself that she's very skinny and she can fit into the seat that she sat, you know, beside Tania and Chioma. And then Dr. Rommel was literally throwing shades at Faith. And guys, yeah, you see the fact that Faith was so quiet and just in her own world, enjoying herself, not even paying any mind to those people. Guys, it was bliss. It was absolute bliss. It was absolute bliss because they all just looked ridiculous, because it was very obvious that they were looking for attention. They were looking for a reaction from her. But guess what? None was given. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, last weekend, we spent almost 5 hours analyzing the show in general, analyzing the personalities, you know, of these cast members. And guys, at this point for me, I'm just taking everything as entertainment, as a show. I don't care anymore if this is how these people are in real life or not. Whatever it is, the people closest to them will know better, and whatever it is they are giving, let the people around them take it. For me, I'm just going to be here consuming the show, experiencing what they are giving, and that is where it will end, period. From you guys. But in the meantime, I would love to know your thoughts about this particular episode. So please go ahead, share with me in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah. Have an amazing, amazing day. Bye.